Hey, this is Morty back with another video. Today I'm going to go over, um, I guess, my new Path of Exile build. Let me just turn down some sound here so your ears don't get blown out by the sound. Um, so I kind of want to talk about the new expansion, I guess. Some of the thoughts about like how much mobs um, are in the game. Uh, like, is faster better? Is like getting everything done in the first week like better? How like it's 1 week out. My build, I think I'm only level 96, so I like haven't been like totally killing it as far as um, playing goes, but I'm just playing around with a tornado build that I kind of like to start with every league, and then I get some currency and I see how it goes, and it's pretty easy to um, level as this build. It's pretty cheap to get off the ground, and usually, like if you don't play the way I'm playing it today, you have like 14, 15k life that's pretty easy to attain. Um, I'm playing a low life version of it because of a belt that I have, and playing a low life version of it for some extra damage. Um, so I'll show you that in a second, I guess. It's still pretty tanky. Um, Let's see. This belt that I have, the Everlasting Sacrifice, when you reach full energy shield, you get 5 max resistances and leeches instant. So I think in my Path of Building, my instant leech is hitting something like 5k. So that's a pretty good instant leech, and anyways, I've done all the normal content. I haven't done like Ubers yet. Uh, I don't run health flasks anymore. Um, I haven't died too many times since I swapped to this. What gets me is every once in a while I'll run um, an expedition that and accidentally hit the you die if you hit 20% life kind of thing. So um, just stupid deaths. I think that for this expansion, the bloodlines are really just garbage. Um, so I did the ultimatum bloodline. Uh, the whole issue with these bloodlines is if you want to get them, like, if I wanted to get this bloodline here, I would go for the corruption's embrace so that I could get all the bonuses listed below there. The one that I'd want specifically would be the last one for the overshield, but then it cuts my life regeneration rate by 50%. So it's a 50% less modifier. That's horrible, man, for this build. Like, even though I'm currently I have um, consecrated ground that I'm walking in, I'd have to drop 2 of these, and I don't want to drop the um, criticals ignore elemental resist, so I would drop this one. So that means that I'd have to drop 2 of my other jewels, um, just so that I can get the flesh and flame to get this back. And I don't think that dropping the jewels and missing out on that life regen is worth going for this. My gear's going to be a little bit worse because of the corruptions. Like, I don't have 30 divine to spend on a +1 helm. Um, I don't know. I just think that they totally flopped with the bloodlines for this. And the other thing is that where is? Oh, I totally missed the boss room. The other thing is, the riffs now. They're really cool the first week, and when you're leading up to beating the boss, and when you beat the boss, it's cool. But it becomes super stagnant when you do it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times. So they need to, it's the same uh, the map is the same, like, layout every time. So that's something that, I would have recommended them changing. And then, what else? Uh, there's only like three real types that you would be doing. You do like the regular breach, you do a breach that I did on this, and then you do one that you have to go and beat a tower. And it's just, there needs to be some more variance there so that people don't get so tired of it so quickly. The other thing is that they only had, I think, 100 Foulborn uniques. I know that they had to program each one of those individually, but they're not really very, let's say, varied in powers or abilities. It's a lot of the same that's already in the game, or you can just get a regular item that's better for your spot. I was playing around with the Foulborn version of Wrathpith, and early on in levels, it was really good because the being able to shock for 50% every single time is good, but it gets outpaced. Like after you get a certain level of life on the mobs, or sorry, level of life on the mobs and yourself. So um, it just didn't feel good anymore after a certain point. And then, like, I like this belt, but it's kind of just like a meme thing for me. Like, obviously, I would go with a headhunter instead of this for this build, just because I'm going for more of a damage output right now than defensive. So, I don't know. I just don't think that it's very, like, it's good for a week, but they can't sustain the player base with what they put out for much longer than a couple weeks. And I think, one of the things that they'll have to do, which they are, is put out some new updates to Foulborn uniques. And I mean, they kind of got to do a little bit more than that to keep people around, because it's just too easy to get to the end of the league too fast. Like, most of the streamers, they're gonna have all the stuff that they need for their build in like the first few days. Then what they do is they make all their money, and then they make videos after that. So they've already made all their money. They start putting the videos of the best way to earn money, and it's all lies. The best way to earn money is within the first 24 to 48 hours to use whichever technique you want and you're the best at, and just beat everybody to market. That's the best way. The best way is not by following a guide that anybody puts out for like especially 5, 7, 10 days after the league starts, it's already used and abused, and the value has decreased in it by too much. So that's unfortunate. I'll tell you, my best way that I'm earning right now is just by doing simulacrum. Uh, this build can do it pretty easy. I can't AFK it, but pretty close. You know, just hold down my tornado button and I get there. Um, and you know, like with talking about Path of Exile and kind of like how fast people get to the end game, they beat the end game, and then they're done with the season within like 1 week. I kind of want to talk about how faster is not better. You know, like you see a lot of people zoom through maps, and they're like every key hit, they're exploding the whole screen, and then they get to the end, and they're just making themselves be bored of the game faster. They're getting everything that they need to get their builds going, to get their mirrors, to get whatever, but they're just like killing the fun for themselves. And like I find when I beat the league, like I'm sad that I'm already like done with this league, and it's like one just over 1 week in. Um, the same thing is kind of true about Everquest, so I play that as well, and that game just got I guess a server that I play on just got an update to where all the Luckland zones, they all have 8-minute spawn timers. And, you know, on the surface, it would seem great that all the zones have reduced spawn timers, but what really happens is camps that used to be doable become, as far as like soloing, become less viable because you can't keep as many of the spawns down or as clear as you used to. Um, as far as um, different classes coming in, swooping in, and taking spawns, like bards, wizards, um, actually, kind of any lulled class or pacify class, they can all come and swoop in and take your spawns now. Because when you used to be able to keep, you know, a full camp down without any issues, you're having respawns as you're killing, and people just come in and say, "Hey, there's a blue there that has no like they broke the camp for me. Yay! They can't claim this because it's an outdoor zone." So now I can just take their blue spawns, even though, you know, they were clearing it so that hopefully they would get some more spawns that were blue, but now I'm just gonna take that. And like one of my camps in EverQuest, it totally killed the camp for me. It was a semi-secret camp that I would have, and I would do it for an hour a day and get my AA and kind of just log out. And now, uh, I think the top XP that I hit in 1 hour was 109% solo. Now that camp, uh, I did it today. You can't do the whole camp anymore because of the spawn rates. It's down. I think I had hit 41%. So that's because people were just waiting for me to clear the camp, and you know, as I'm killing a mob, one spawns, and I was out of range to cast on it, or mid kite, or something like mid cast, anything. They would just swoop in and steal whatever I had going. So, you know, faster's not better. I don't know, pretty discouraged about all my games right now. But I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll just end it right there. Faster's not better. Um, more diverse things in Path of Exile. You know, I would say instead of changing the spawn times, there should have been like a rotation on um, XP per zone to get people to go someplace else in EverQuest. So I guess that's it for today. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.